Tonight we're doing something deeply practical and very interesting. We're going to dive into the world of tinned seafood. Some people see tinned seafood as bougie, like tinned scallops, and other people see sardines as survival food. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into this. We're going to rate them. I'm going to tell you the truth, and there might even be some wine involved. Hi everyone. Tonight we're going to do something that's a little glamorous and a little practical, but it's going to be full of information. We're going to be talking about tinned seafoods. Tinned seafoods. And we're going to get into the difference, why they were created, how we use them today, and we're even going to pair them with wine. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into this seafood flight. So I'm going to walk you through how to taste each one, some recipes, how to pair it with wine, and whatever other facts that we come up with. And we are going to start the day with French pâté. French pâté can be very divisive. There's different types of French pâté. I happen to have two here. I have French pork and I have French pork with champagne. These are very similar, the same consistency, but they do have different tastes. So one of the things that I love to do is buy advent calendars. And this year I bought a wine advent calendar at World Market, the place they probably went to the most this year. And it's like, I don't know, there's 12 different wines, I do know that. I don't know which is in which circle, which little cutout. I don't know which we're going to have. So we're going to show you how versatile red, white, sweet are with different seafood pairings. So I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm not going to, I'm just going to start pulling wines out. I'm not going to cheat and pull out the wines that are the easiest. So we're going to do day 12. And day 12, we have a red. It's a Pinot Noir from California. Great little red. Incredibly easy. This is like, oh, you would think that I cheated. So because red and liver pâté are excellent together, absolutely excellent. So we're going to use a red wine glass, and we're going to let it breathe for just a second. Now, California wines, they're not corked for a long time. You know, there's no need to really let them breathe, but a little bit really does open up the flavor for reds usually. So we're going to get into this French liver pâté. Now what's a pâté? Some people are going to say it looks like dog food. Well, tell you the truth, it does kind of look like dog food, but it goes way beyond. So as you can see, the consistency is thick. It's a thicker consistency, and you can see the fat running through it. And this is, did I tell you which one? I opened the French pâté with champagne. So I'm going to pair the French pâté very, very simply on some crusty hard bread, and I'm going to pair it with this red. So I'm going to take a bite of this. Now first off, you do get the liver, but not like a strong, in your face, your mom's boiling liver for the dog. It's much more subtle. And then when you drink it with the red, it really kind of cuts that fat that's in the pâté, because there's a fair amount of fat in here. So the red cuts through the fat perfectly and lets you really open up and enjoy the liver pâté even more. And you do enjoy it. It's really quite delicious. And I'm not saying that because I like these things. So anybody who knows me knows that I pretty much am a foodie, and I will try anything, at least once. So that is the French countryside. It's important to know in the history of tinned seafood that the king of tinned seafood really has been sardines. And these have been around for centuries. Napoleonic wars they had to feed their troops. They had tons of troops that were going to go, you know, around the world, and they needed to find a quick and easy and efficient way to feed the troops. They salted food. It was too harsh. It was too, you know, after a while, people just couldn't eat it anymore. Fresh food was really difficult to find. It would spoil. And so around 1809, somebody invented putting the seafood into the cans and sealing the cans, and then you could take this with you. It was faster, it was nutritious. Fish has tons of calcium and vitamins and everything in it, so it was something that really would help, you know, entire armies be able to move. So, but fast forward nowadays, people get a, you know, they have a very adverse reaction to sardines, and I don't understand it. And there are a bunch of different sardines in the world. So we have kippers, which are basically a sardine. It's just a different, it's not a sardine fish, but it's like the same concept. These are really famous in, you know, Europe. English, you know, kippers for breakfast is a huge thing. And then you can have sardines that, these are with butter, garlic, and parsley. And this is from France. And so this is much more, you know, a more delicate, a much more flavorful fish. And then in the United States, we have something like chicken of the sea sardines. Yes, we do. And these are just in water, very nutritious. They last for years, and they are delicious on their own, but also in a recipe. So this time around, I'm going to do the French one. And again, this is the sardines with butter, garlic, and parsley. And I think this would be fantastic with a pasta. But we're going to add a wine to this, and we're going to go back to my advent calendar, and we're going to go to number 1, and we're going to see what number 1 has to offer. And we have a white, which is perfect with sardines, with a lot of fish. Not all fish, but a lot of fish. White is a wonderful. This is a Sauvignon Blanc, so this is going to actually pair really nicely with the rich pasta, because I had earlier I made linguine, and I tossed it with a ton of garlic and butter, and I'm going to put it on this plate, and we are going to top it with these sardines. The one bad thing about sardines is opening them, and sometimes they splash. All right. And if you can see inside how gorgeous these sardines look. Wow, those look absolutely gorgeous. They're covered in that butter and garlic and parsley. And to me, you cannot go wrong with butter, garlic, and parsley. So we're going to just top our wonderful linguine with our wonderful looking sardines. And we're going to pair it with this Sauvignon Blanc. And that's a nice Sauvignon Blanc. This is again from California. That's a nice one. So we're going to give this a nice taste. Butter, garlic, parsley, linguine, sardines, and wine. What a beautiful way to spend a Saturday afternoon. You have the richness of the noodles with just butter and garlic. And then you have the bite of the sardines with, again, the butter and the garlic and the parsley. And you pair it with a nice light white. This is a wonderful, wonderful creation. This is something that is definitely A+ in my book. Next, we're going to dive into the world of scallops. Scallops is a much more accepted tin seafood. And I thought, how can we elevate the scallop? You know, how can we taste the scallop in a new way? So first off, we have to choose a wine. Let's go to 7. Again, I don't know what these are in this box. What did we get? We got a red. Okay, a red blend called Corkscrew from California. Okay, so I pulled out this Copper Corkscrew Red. So we're going to open it up. We're going to taste it first. I'm getting hot. Sampling all these wines are making me hot. Hence, I had to take off one layer of clothes. Oh, that's a nice, fruity wine that's not like overbearing. Anyway, the star of the show are these scallops. And scallops are absolutely delicious, and they come in this sauce. Let's taste it all on its own. The spices that are in here are absolutely delicious. And a simple preparation for this, other than just eating it by itself, we're going to add it to just a very simple salad. So it's a very simple salad. We're just going to add that to that. We have our wine, we have our toast point, and this is a very nice little setup here. So we're going to get a little bit of everything. There's the scallop and there's the spinach. The oil makes a fantastic salad dressing too. Try it with the red. It all pairs very well together. So it also works fantastic with the white. But because of the deeper spices of the scallops, the red actually really stands up to it nicely. Oh, that is delicious. Okay, scallops on salad, who knew? All right, now we're gonna talk about calamari. I love calamari. Calamari obviously is just a fancy word for squid, but I do enjoy this quite a bit. First thing we have to do though is we have to choose our wine. So we'll do 9. I don't know what we're gonna get. And 9, we have another red. So this is a Cabernet Sauvignon, California Landscape, The Rock. The Rock is Morro Bay. We've been there millions of times. So this is a little bit more difficult because it is pairing up with this calamari that's just in oil, and which I just poured all over me. And you can do any of the recipes that we've already done. Linguine or a salad or whatever you need to do. You can add the calamari to that. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to just do something simple. Incredibly simple. We're going to put calamari on a cracker, just on a plain old cracker. All right, so we're going to pour some of our Cabernet in our little glass, and I brought out some of the lemon pepper seasoning. This was given to me, but we're going to sprinkle a little bit of the lemon pepper right onto our calamari. Not that the calamari out of the tin is not absolutely delicious, but I think the lemon pepper is going to give it a little bit more. It does. Okay. So the lemon pepper changes the flavor completely. Some people will say that this is too chewy for them. I love it. Absolutely love it. This is probably my favorite of all of them. Calamari and octopus are my absolute favorite. So we're going to just try it on a cracker all by itself. With a sip of the wine, of course. Yeah, I will say it kind of, I will be 100% honest and say that the red does kind of fight a little bit with the calamari. So let's try the white again. Woo! I like drinking wine, but this is a little bit much even for me. So let's go back to our lemon pepper. We'll put our lemon pepper on our calamari on our cracker. With our white. Oh, delicious. That's so much. Opens up the flavors of the lemon and the calamari, and absolutely delicious. A+. So again, I love calamari. I think with this lemon pepper is divine. and it works best with white. Red just fights it too much. Well, kippers are very much like a breakfast staple in England, and that kippers and scrambled eggs are a classic, right? So the kippers, another option is I could have, boil this potato and then did like a layer of potato and kippers on top. Delicious, right? Absolutely delicious. But I'm just gonna do it today just on a toast point, just to kind of, again, get the flavor. But again, we have to find a wine, right? So which number should we do? We did 12, 9, 1, and 7. Let's do number 4. Whoops. Let's do 4. So my 4th bottle of wine today, or my 5th bottle of wine today, is a white. Oh wow, okay. And this is a Moscato. This is a sweet wine, which is usually my favorite wines, or a sweeter wine. Let's see how the sweet goes with the oily, salty kipper. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but let's find out together. So we're going to do our kipper on our toast point. 1 bite. Completely different taste. It's a meatier taste. Much more meatier taste. Let's try it with the wine. Not something I would like normally do, like a sweet wine with like an earthy, meaty taste, but it actually works really well together. The sweet kind of counteracts the salty. That's actually really good. That's delicious. So the kipper is a darker, richer, heavier fish, and it's absolutely delicious. And I could see why that would go so well with like a potato or scrambled eggs or a salad or a linguine. You go with any of those. Really, really wonderful. So I like that a lot, actually. And this Moscato is quite delicious too. Okay, the last one we have to talk about today is the anchovy. So I feel that the anchovy is hugely misunderstood. It is the butt of all pizza jokes out there. It's like, oh, don't put the anchovies in the pizza. Anchovies are basically a salt element, and I adore anchovies. I really do. So anchovies, again, are very salty, but they disappear. Like if you put these in a tomato sauce, it will disappear. And it just brings this like umami, salty, earthy flavor to your sauce, your gravy, and that it just enhances it. It's hard to put into words. When you don't have it versus when you do have it, there's a huge difference on that. So I didn't make pizza. I wanted to make pizza, and so making pizza would be the perfect way to show the anchovies. All right, but before we get into anchovies, we're gonna have to try one of our wines. So we have 1, 4, 9, 12, and 7. What's your favorite number? What's your favorite number, Brandon? 6, all right. We're gonna do Brandon's favorite number, and it's 6. Okay, and we have a red. Oh, okay. This is another one of those corkscrew reds. And it's a Cabernet Sauvignon / Merlot. So it's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot, which is kind of funny because Merlot is Brandon's middle name. Sometimes that just happens, doesn't it? So we're going to open this up and we're going to pour some. We've had several glasses. We're going to pour some of this into this glass and we're going to taste this. So again, anchovies, Caesar salad, regular salad, pizza, anchovies go great in any pasta sauce. We're just going to try it on just a toast point. Oh, the flavor. The flavor just coats your mouth. Oh wow, and you need the red. You absolutely need the red. You need the red to cut through all that salty, fatty deliciousness. Wow. tremendous pairing. The salty, heavy, fishy anchovies cuts through this red blend perfectly. Oh, absolutely delicious. Perfect ending, perfect pairing for the anchovies. So give me a second and we're going to come together. We're going to do a quick flight charcuterie board maybe of all of our tinned seafood. Be right back. We're going to wrap up, and I made this small little charcuterie board with all of our tinned fishes. So let's recap. We have the sardines and a butter garlic parsley, and that again is delicioso over a linguine. Absolutely delicious. Then we have our wonderful calamari that can just be done on a cracker. And then we have our wonderful scallops that can be used in any preparation, but just on a toast point is perfect. And then we have our anchovies that has so much flavor and will just hit you in the face with flavor on just a toast point. But again, pizza, red sauce, gravy, whatever you want to put it in. And then we have some crackers, obviously, but we have this wonderful, wonderful pate. Again, fantastic on a cracker. And then we have our wonderful, and then we also have our wonderful scallops that again are just in a salad that was surprisingly wonderful, especially with the red wine. And then we had other sardines, and we have, just like the world. This is just like a small portion of the world of tinned seafood. So I encourage you to go out and try all these different wonderful flavors. Find your best flavor. Don't be put off because it's a tinned or because you haven't tried it before. Try it. It's 2026. Let's go for the world. Let's go for the universe. Let's try everything that we might be a little bit afraid of or something we haven't tried before, because all of this is absolutely delicious, nutritious, affordable, and approachable. So again, have a fantastic 2026 with you, your family, or your cat. Love you to death. Go out and explore and let me know what you're exploring, because I am really wanting to know. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic 2026. Here you go. Bye-bye.